So in a previous video, we've managed to load the content of the homepage, but when we tried to navigate to, say, About page, we got this not found, which is 404 error. And the reason why we are getting this error is not because we don't actually have this file, it's because our server hasn't been set up fully yet to accept this sort of requests. If we go back to the editor, just to prove that obviously what I'm saying is true, let's quickly create a file called about without any extension inside of the root of our project. And if I just say hi from about, if we save it, preview it now in the browser, the error is gone. And as you can see, the content which we put inside of this about file without any extension is now shown in the browser. Now, obviously, this isn't the way we want this application to work, so I'm just going to remove this file. And what we need to do inside of the root of our project, because we are using Apache web server. If you are using Nginx, you most probably already set up. But if you're using Apache, and the easiest way to check what server you are actually running on, if I'm just going to go back to the home page in Google Chrome, just go to the settings, sorry, not settings, we're going to more tools, and then we're going to developer tools. And under the network tab, if I now reload the page, so just refresh the page, click on the page name, go to the headers, and if we scroll up here, it will tell you what sort of server you are running on within the response headers section. Server Apache. In my case, it tells me what PHP version I'm also using, and if it was run on the remote server rather than locally, you would have a full IP address associated with the domain as well. So that's how you can check for those things. Okay, if we go back to the editor, we need to create the htaccess file within the root of our project, and that's only for the Apache web servers. If you're on Nginx, you don't have to do it. You probably already set up correctly from the start. On Apache, we simply created a new file, and we start with the full stop and then htaccess. Because this file starts with a full stop, when you actually open this project in the file browser, you won't see this file because files starting with a full stop are basically hidden files, system files. But majority of the IDEs, like for instance PHP Storm, by default displays hidden files anyway. If it doesn't in your IDE, then you probably have an option somewhere to show hidden files. Okay, inside of this htaccess file, what we need to start with is the if statement. So if and then module, and we check in if module rewrite is enabled on our Apache installation. So mod underscore rewrite full stop C, and in between two of these tags we are going to write rewrite engine. We start and we want to switch it on. Then we're going to go for the rewrite base, which is going to be a /, and then we have rewrite condition. The first one is we check in percentage symbol, and in between the two braces or curly brackets, we type request underscore file name, and then exclamation mark after space, exclamation mark -f. What this does basically, it says if the file with the given name that we're actually passing through the URL exists, then this condition, whatever's after, is not going to apply to it. And now I'm going to duplicate this line, and the next thing we're going to have for the directory the same thing. So if there's a directory with the name that's specified in a URL, that we are not going to be overwriting, we're actually going to serve this directory. Same for the file. If the file exists, actually physically exists on the server, then we're going to serve this file. Otherwise, what we're going to do is apply our rewrite rule. So rewrite rule, and rewrite rule will be full stop and star. Pretty much everything it goes through the /index.php, and we put L as well here. And what this L flag basically means is that if we have any query string in the URL, append it after the rewrite is done. So let me just quickly show you in a browser. If I go back to the browser, and if we have, say, a page about, and then question mark, say search something, then when we do the rewrite without actually appending this is the query string, obviously, then we would only, after the rewrite, we only get this /about. But this L flag makes sure that obviously this query string, because it was there originally, make sure that it's appended to the obviously output of the rewrite as well, so that we have access to it when we're done with the rewriting. Now our .htaccess is already completed, so what we can now do is just try and access this About Us page. So About, and as you can see now, rather than having the 404, the not found arrow, we actually get blank page. And this is because what happens now, we should actually be serving the error page, but obviously error page doesn't have any content. Let's just quickly put the heading page not found with the exclamation mark, and let's put a paragraph saying something like the page you are trying to access does not exist. And perhaps we can redirect them back to the home page. So please navigate to the home page, and let's quickly create the anchor tag of this home page. So href with the /, which is going to take us to the home page, and then obviously closing a tag after this page word here. So if we now save it and preview it in the browser, refresh the page, and there we go, page not found, navigate to the home page, and that takes us to the home page. So as you can see, this rewrite now works. We don't have this about file without any extension in the root directory, but we're actually serving the file we want to serve from within the pages. If we create the about page, let's quickly create this file. So it's going to be about.php. Actually, it's automatically going to append the extension. So what I'm going to do now is just create the h1 tag and say about us, and let's just put quickly some lorem ipsum. So lorem, not like that, lorem, and there we go, some random Latin text basically. There we go. Obviously, if you're not using PHP Storm, and you haven't got any means to generate it, just copy some text and put in just as a placeholder. So as you can see now, it's working fine. Let's quickly create the other pages as well, so we have it done in all in one go. I'm just going to duplicate this about page, and I'm going to, the other one was products, so products, there we go, and let's just change the heading to products, and the next one was contact, so just copy products and contacts. Contact, there we go. Let's actually quickly check contact, and let's quickly check if actually navigation links to the it is yes, products, contact, and about. So that should now all work fine. If I just close all these pages, we can also close this htaccess now, and if we go back to the browser, so we've got about, we've got products, there we go, and we've got contact page as well. So all 4 pages are now working fine. We can obviously change content of this index page as well. Let's remove all this PHP tags here, and let's just put h1 tag again, and welcome to our new website. And again, let's put some random text, lorem tab, and there we go. If we preview the homepage in a browser, now we have the heading as well. Obviously, we don't have a template surrounding the content yet, but this is something we're going to be working on in the following videos.